Hey everyone, it's me, Coach Tommy. I wanted to reintroduce myself based off of Sam's post yesterday. So a little bit about myself. Originally from Philadelphia area, came down here about 6 years ago and just haven't left. Currently, I'm finishing up my doctorate of physical therapy at High Point University. I have a real passion for reducing injuries, improving performance, but I'm going to be doing these kind of weekly videos where I talk about different topics related to performance and recovery. So in the comments section, if you have anything you want me to talk about in future weeks, please let me know. So this week, I want to take a moment just to talk a little bit about sleep. I know most of us love our massage guns, foam rollers, cupping, dry needling. However, the truth is, 95% of recovery isn't really coming from that, those passive modalities. Instead, it's coming from nutrition, it's coming from sleep, it's coming from our active recovery. So I would argue probably the biggest part of that is sleep. So I just kind of wanted to dive in to some of the really big important topics of sleep and why it is so important. So first off, best athlete is a healthy athlete. Can't be productive if you're not on the field there. So there's actually been a decent bit amount of studies that I've kind of looked at. Hey, if you're not getting that 8 hours of sleep, um, you're doubling your chances of getting injured. And even if you're just at that 6, 7 hours of sleep, you're still increasing it 2 times. And if you drop down into five, I think it goes up to about 4 or 5 times the amount of risk for injury. Next most important thing to me is looking at performance. So people who are only getting those 5, 6 hours are actually decreasing a 5% decrease in running performance compared to if you're getting 8 hours of sleep a night. And then finally, I know finally getting off the COVID pandemic, and we may have all put on a few pounds. So if we're looking to lose a little weight, it really influences how we lose our weight. May not directly influence how much weight we've lost, but for people who sleep in 8 hours a night, what research has kind of found is you lose about 50% fat, 50% muscle. However, for people who are sleeping only 5, 6 hours at night, the weight loss isn't really coming from fat as much. Typically, it's only about 20% fat and then 80% from muscle. So you're kind of losing part of that performance, losing some of that good weight. So, all that to say, how do we actually get better sleep? I know sleep is one of the things I struggle with most. So, most important thing is to kind of think about sleep hygiene a little bit. Keep your room a little bit colder. I know it's a little bit tougher in this North Carolina heat, but optimal temperature is about 65 degrees. So get that AC cranking. That would be awesome. Next thing, try to keep all light and keep the room quiet. So don't fall asleep with the TV on. Try to get out some blackout curtains, even if it doesn't seem like it's affecting you. Those little noises, a little bit of light can really kind of subconsciously affect our sleep and not let us get into that REM sleep that we really need to recover. Next biggest thing is avoid technology before bed. I know that's tough, responding to emails, watching a little Netflix before bed. At least use some blue light glasses or turn on night mode on your phone, just to limit some of that. And then finally, avoid big meals, avoid alcohol before bed. That also kind of influences how we get into that REM sleep that we really need to kind of recover properly, perform properly, lose weight properly, not to mention immunity effects. If you're not getting proper amount of sleep, much more likely to catch the common cold. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any tips or if there's anything you want me to talk about in future weeks, please drop it in the comments. So excited to be a part of Team Homestretch, and I'll talk to you guys soon.